Okay, so we were just talking about the ball placement. You can see here where it is. See how it looks like it's further back there? So I do think we should work on improving the ball placement for you, especially this is an 8-iron. Right now, as you know, we've been working on a little bit of this head position stuff, and it's a tricky one. Like I told you originally, it takes generally players 3 or 4 weeks to really like own it. You know what I mean? I think you're going to notice we're going to see an improvement here. I love your arm position now. This is a much better arm placement. Okay, and then if we zoom in at grip over here on the right, let's just see how you're doing with your grip. Okay. So your left hand V, this is nice. This is nicely placed, pointed to the inner shoulder. I like that a lot. Your right hand, let's see, the right hand looks like it's there. So I'm fairly pleased with the grip position also. Okay. I'm still wondering if your hands are too close to your legs. Some players that way. Like Ricky Fowler's one who plays his hands close to his legs. John Rahm's another one, right? I've always learned that it should be where it hangs straight down from your shoulder socket. So I'm wondering on this if you're too close. Okay, so now from here, let's see as you start making your movement and see what happens. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to put the circle on your head position. And I know the swing thought I gave you is this feeling of when you take it back, feeling like your hip is left and your head's to the right idea. That's definitely an exaggeration move and a feel thing, but it's a good primer to start getting things going in the right direction. Okay, so here in the takeaway, the club's pretty straight back, and we can see here still, as we go back here, let's see. Okay, so you've definitely gained ground because now, look, your hip is on the line, right? There still is a tiny bit of this motion here where see how your head's moved there? Toward still this way, okay? Now, I think it might be because of how your arms are bending, okay? So I feel like based on seeing where your hip is and noticing on this view where you're at, I feel like maybe what's happening is it's how your arms are getting back here like this on the right, okay? Because what'll happen is, watch this here a moment, I'm gonna demonstrate this part. If we get you to go out wider, okay, with your club. So for example, if you stand on this side for a minute, so we're gonna get, if we get the club, instead of it going kind of up so quick this way, right? If we go back straight out here more, and the club has more width over this way, where the club head feels like it's at the widest point over here, well then it's not going to get over your head, and your arm's not going to bend. So what I want to do here in a moment is let's get the ball position in a better spot. Maybe we'll put the stick down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make a backswing where I want you to get set up, and I want you to make your backswing. We're going to go straight back to here. Okay, see how I went straight out? I have not hinged it yet. I'm trying to have an obtuse angle at this moment here. Okay, you see where it is?
Yes.
And then from here, this actually helps us to work on then doing the down hinge also. Because remember the wide to narrow arc?
Yes.
We want to get a wide to narrow arc. So let me just let me demonstrate this. So it's recording. So we're going to put let me get the stick. So I think you've improved at your hip. Your hip is not swaying anymore, which is great. And then I think your arms going like this up here is contributing to where your head's going. Okay, so once again, in some lessons we have to kind of exaggerate things a little. I want to do this drill where we stop at the top, make sure that we have enough width out here, and then from there do our downswing. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that right now for us. So I'm going to get set up. All right, and then I'm going to make my backswing. Make sure I'm out here. And then come down and through. Now, this drill kind of comes from the top. I don't know if you've done stop action shots before, have you? Where you stop at the top?
Oh,
stop and then hit, or no? Have you ever done those?
Not
No?
too much.
Not too much. This is, there's a funny story here. Look at this. This is with Tiger Woods.
To work at this game. This man works harder than anyone I've ever seen. Greg Norman, when I worked with him, was the hardest worker I'd ever seen until Tiger came along, and he works harder than even Greg did. And to be good at any level, you have to put in the time and you have to work. As he said, he hated that drill. When we used to do that drill, he goes, "Oh no, you're not going to make me do that again." I said, "Yes, we haven't got it. You're going to do it."
Old video, huh?
Gosh, but yeah, I hate you when you make me do this. So,
Right?
It's such a frustrating drill because obviously you don't have the power, but more than anything, you can't cheat. And you can fake it in your real swing at the real speed, but you can't fake it at that speed. You take it up to the top, stop, then go. There's no faking. Could not stand. And it still can't stand.
Let's see it then.
Is that take the club up to the top and stop, and then come down.
You see where he took it? He had his arm straight, and it was out there, right? Now, I want to slightly exaggerate it, but he's talking about how this, actually, there's one more part of that video I should share. He talks about how it took him.
By doing that. And so it just tells you how hard you have to work for 30 minutes from their local PGA pro. That's, where the recreational golfer takes one lesson for 30 minutes, who hits more balls than anybody on the planet, and it's taken him over a year to feel comfortable with that. Hitting thousands of balls. Where the recreational golfer takes one lesson for 30 minutes from their local PGA pro, they just figure they've got it.
So he worked on that for a year with Butch Harmon. Isn't that crazy? For 1 year. But see, the reason that it's such a good drill by stopping here, okay, is because basically what's happening, I'm making sure my arm is straight and I'm trying not to hinge yet. I'm trying to make my club head go low and slow and as wide as I can, because then what's going to happen on the way down is I'm going to drop my elbow in the slot, we call it, where the right elbow is going to hinge down. You see how my elbow hinges down here? Wow. That club then narrows, and so the club's going to then come down narrower than I went up to come down into impact, okay? So I know for sure for us getting you there is going to help us. Yeah, I think